comes to teaching yoga, cueing is a vital aspect of your teaching skill set. And why is cueing so vital? Well, it's essential because what we say matters and the language we use. It is the framework and the foundation of the yoga class. Often as teachers, we get consumed and caught up and more concerned really with sequencing. Well, consider this, your framework of cueing will set the foundation of actually how your sequencing will then fit into the overall class experience. If you're solely focused on sequencing and not considering the development of your cueing foundation, then your foundation is going to be shaky and you'll continue to wonder whether you are offering experiences and class experiences that are meaningful and impactful for the students that you're leading. Today, let's explore 3 of 10 key essentials when it comes to cueing. And the first one is going to be to understand what effective communication is. As a yoga teacher, you are a communicator, so it's important to understand how you're going to communicate with the students that you're leading in class. Some key considerations here in effective communication is to speak naturally. When you trained and took your yoga teacher training, you didn't take it to turn into someone else and put on a costume and come into the classroom to put on a performance. No, come in and speak naturally. You be you communicating the class. Also, your tone is very important. The tone that you use in your class, the rhythm and pace of how you're going to lead and use your cues is going to be very important and key as far as the engagement that your students will actually engage with you in the class. Once again, you're not there to give a performance. Your greatest gift is to give your presence. So speak naturally and then speak clearly and concise. You don't have to tell everything you know about the yoga pose. In fact, in communication, listening is a key element. So understand and seek to understand how the students are actually hearing what you're trying to say and communicate. The next key essential, number 2, is to simplify and teach every pose the same way. This method equates to growth and understanding the action and really understanding the centerpiece of the yoga practice in its regards to the asana of mountain pose. When you know the action and the principle of mountain, the pose never really ends. It just morphs and translates into the next one with the key elements of what you've seen and what you know about mountain pose being represented in each and every other pose. So simplify the cueing process. Know mountain and read each pose the same way every time. Third key essential when it comes to cueing is to develop a pose assessment plan. This is where you begin to know and read the pose, knowing how you're going to organize the cues you're delivering to help your students to create the shapes and the various yoga pose shapes. In your assessment plan, you're seeking to give information that creates the form of the shape, and then you're also seeking to provide extra directives and language that helps students to express the shape that they're in. So know and read the pose the same way, develop your plan, and once again, simplify the process in cueing, and that will make this a much more enjoyable and less of an obstacle when it comes to cueing. Remember, it's the foundation and the framework of your class. These are 3 of the 10 key cueing essentials. And remember, as a yoga teacher, that your cues and your language ultimately help to bridge the gap for students to move from the external of the experience into the internal experience of the yoga practice. Simplify your cues. Be clear, concise, Remember, if it's hard for you to say, it will be hard for students to receive and actually implement what you are asking of them. So seek with your cues and your language to simplify and make this as foundational and as key to your teaching skill set as possible.